Oh, the ads done. I think the ads are done. They should be done. Guess we'll find out. Guess we will find out. Chat. YouTube suggested to me to do like the vertical stream thing. And it's a little weird. It's a little weird how they do this. At least the camera's centered though. Chat, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome on in. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. Or as fantastic as you can do on a Monday. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm just going to trust that I have my screen centered for whatever YouTube is doing. Hey, Gotta Nobody, welcome on in. Teo, SG, Hyde, Tickle, welcome on in. Welcome. You see two slimes. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Where's the other slime? There can only be one. Where is it hiding? I will eat it. Oh, well, I guess Tickle's getting eaten then. Sorry, chat. I'm shaking up my mystery blue hydration fluid here. Hey, Knight. Welcome on in. Let me get my earbuds in here. I got my paint markers set up for this kit. I got about 6 of them that we're going to need for this build. And we're just going to do painting as we go. I don't think I'm going to paint the eyes today. We'll come back to the head another day. Let me check. Did you see the thing I found today? What did you find today? Got called off work, gonna spend the day playing the last Dark Souls 2 DLC. Keep getting told there's a boss that's gonna ruin me. You know, given the stories that I've heard about Dark Souls 2, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised. SG, thank you for the streak. Thank you. We'll see. I might lay down like the black foundation for the G-Self's eyes, because it really does want me to paint the head and stuff first. I don't know. I feel like building the torso and the waist first, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, the kitchen knife. Yeah, I saw that. Okay. My brain blanked for a minute. I want that kitchen knife. Not for that price, because I would never use it. But it would be a fancy centerpiece to talk about. Like, Allie, why do you have a tomahawk? The important question is, why don't you have a tomahawk? That's the more important question here. Last 2 bosses, I was told the bosses are going to mess me up. Ended up fighting the Burnt Ivory King on hard mode on accident. Did you kill him? Did you beat his ass? Oh, I hope you beat his ass. Okay. 12 and 13. Okay, I'm using the stickers as a guide. To see what we're gonna have to paint. We'll come back to the head later. I'm not feeling the head today. Mostly because I'm a little shaky hand-wise. So I don't want to do that fine detail stuff. I'll probably paint those off stream. So we need... Okay. We need polycaps. We have those. We have standard polycaps, and we have polycaps for the mobile armor thing. It'd be like that sometimes. Just picture someone asking, can you cut the sandwich for me? Pull out a heat hawk. You gotta make the noise. You gotta make the heat hawk activation noise. I'm planning on buying the Cosmos LED for the Perfect Grade Exia. It's way cheaper and probably better too. Cheaper and most likely better than the Bandai ones, if I had to wager. We need Polycap 2 and Polycap, well, 2. Times 2. Polycap 2. Chat, did y'all do anything over the weekend? We got snow. Not like enough snow to do anything major, but a little bit of snow. Little bit of snow. Cried a lot. Understandable. B3, B2. This isn't the B runner at all. I cannot find... Oh, here it is. Here's the B runner. Some heavy stuff did happen. We'll DM about you. Yeah. Oh, the eyepiece is maroon. Okay. I played, I got gifted Space Marine 2, so I dispensed a little bit of divine justice and dispelled some heresy. Only got in about like a couple hours of it, but it's fun. The game runs like incredibly well. Daddy, welcome on in. Any LED unit that doesn't need batteries are automatically better than what Bandai did? Absolutely. Yeah. The Bandai LEDs really are not worth it. Because they're just, like... Even with, like, a really good battery, they're never, like, super bright. Yeah, you can definitely do better third party. Oh, come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, and if you can change the color on your phone, that is sick if it's got like a phone app to work with it. We take that. This one is the G-Self Assault Pack. I think this one's based on the... I think it's based on the older mode. Or mode? Mold. Which year is this one? Yeah, this is the 2015 mold. I'd love to get the perfect pack, though, of the newer one. That would be pretty rad. F4. What does the F parts look like? Yeah, this is the one with the big chonker of a backpack on it. So I am excited. Oh wait, this is a clear part, isn't it? Yeah, it is a clear part. Okay. How does it have this? Because I don't think I... Okay, yeah. You know what I could do? I could paint this blue under the clear part to make it pop a little more. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, Daddy, I missed out on the new mold when it came out. I'm hoping to still get one, though, because I like the head sculpt. It's got a neat looking head sculpt on it. I think they did some other stuff to it too, but I can't quite remember what that was. Do I have a microfiber cloth with me today? I do. Okay, that'll help me clean this up a bit. Yeah, chat, if it's a clear part, I like to put, like, a color behind it to help it pop a little more. Like, I could put a white or a metallic behind this, or I could just fill it up with the normal one. Yeah, this is, these are the sticker sheets here. The 2 sticker sheets that come with this one. So we're gonna be painting it as we go. I'll use the stickers to figure out where the color apps need to go, but that's about it. Everything else we'll paint. Slowly but surely, because that is a lot of stickers. That is a fair amount. To say the least. Put that over here. Why am I not even using this entire tray? Hold on. Sticker buffet, let's go. Delicious. Delicious and tasty. That metal green I did behind the smoky black chest bits still got me going. Yeah. Like, that kind of stuff looks so good. It looks so good. Okay, let's just work with what we got for now. Rub me with ramen. Thank you for the follow. The things I would give to have ramen rubbed all over me. Welcome, welcome on in. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We'll let this dry while we're, like, cleaning it off and stuff. Let's see if this is a good or a bad idea. Let's see if this is a good or bad idea. I'm leaning toward good idea. I'm leaning toward very good idea. Yeah. This is looking all right. It's a little hard to get in there, though. For those just joining, I'm doing some internal paint on a clear part to help it pop a little more. Trying to get into some of the recesses of it. Yo, I love the Trans Am clear versions. Like, I'm never usually someone who gets clear kits. The Trans Am ones are peak. The Trans Am ones are so good. They just work. Yeah, look at that, chat. That helps it out a lot, actually. It's not perfect. Actually, it might be pretty close to perfect, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, not to toot my own horn, but the paint actually applied pretty nicely on that. So we're just gonna set that over there for now and let it dry. Also, thank you for the follow. Enjoy your follower emotes. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Okay, so while that cures, I don't really have a place to... Oh, wait, I missed a spot. I missed a spot, chat. A tiny spot, but a spot nonetheless. Now that I've got a different angle of light on it, I can actually see what I missed. Okay. I'll probably do that for all the clear parts here. And thankfully, these display paint markers, they dry incredibly fast. We're actually going to need that marker for the chest piece here coming up. Like a Gundam made out of gems. Yeah, some of them look very, very good. I need more Trans Am clear kits. They're an absolute beauty under UVs. They really are. Like, Especially the real grades. The real grades use such a bright plastic. It just pops. It just does. Glass file, Doko. There you are. Let me get my magnifying glass, chat. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we're going to start cleaning off what we got here. I say as I do the opposite of that. I need to fill in these little details here. This blue is a perfect match for the G-Self. I don't know if I should get the perfect grade repair expansion. It looks pretty good from what I've seen. Like, it does admittedly look pretty fire. Doing little details like this for me is always a little nerve-wracking just because I have very unsteady hands. But I need to remember just to take it very slowly. Very slowly. And any excess paint I can easily deal with once it dries. Because again, the pro and con of these display markers, the paint can come off rather easily. Which, as long as you're careful, that's not a big issue. But it is something to keep in mind. But it makes it very easy for cleanup, which I'm down for. I don't have any Exia repair now that I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and cut out a couple more. Well, this chest is actually pretty involved, giggity. Yeah, we'll clean up what we got. This will be dry in a minute. Chat, y'all working on any builds for folks just joining us today? Y'all working on any builds? Y'all vibing? What y'all got going on? We got 3 streams for this scheduled for this week. A 4th stream, maybe. Let me move my nub cup so I don't, like, put nubs into drying paint. So I know the 00 Riser Perfect Grade has a Trans Am clear. I don't think they ever did it for the Exia, at least not yet. I might be wrong on that. I know the 00 Riser has it for sure, though. Doing a little extra. It's the tack armor. Yeah, I don't know who on earth would send you a mechanical dinosaur. I won't completely empty my wallet until the Master Grade Witch for Mercury line happens. Honestly, valid. I would shit someone's pants for a Master Grade Calibarn. Or just a 1/100th Calibarn something. Sorry, chat, I boot my desk. Had to adjust a little bit. Working on the Lupus Rex, waist, backpack, and weapons? Love to hear it. Not sure what kit to start after that. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know what's going to come after this one. I really don't. But I definitely do not have a lack of options, that is for sure. Chat, I did cave. I did cave. In a moment of weakness, I did pick up something from P Bandai. Just finished a high grade Fukuoka perfect ability. I love the perfect ability. Actually, my favorite version of the unicorn. I don't know why. I just think it's neat. I think it just pulls together a lot of my favorite aspects. Yo, the Master Grade SD Destiny looks so good. That'll probably be the first kit that I ever get from that line. Because it just looks so good. After the Seed Freedom movie, I definitely like the Destiny much more. Quite significantly more. I never disliked the Destiny, but it was like never one of my favorites. The movie really helped me though. But yeah, P Bandai tempted me with quite a few things. I did settle on one thing, because trying to exercise restraint and all that. I've got the Master Grade Zaku 2.0 Garma Zaku. That's going to be coming in. And that is my favorite Zaku. So I am excited about that. It's been over 10 years. It's been over 10 years since I've built a Master Grade Zaku 2, and I am happy to build one again. Hands down, the best Master Grade I have ever built. For now. For now. Because I've got a couple Master Grades in the backlog now. I'm pretty sure, from everything that I've heard, the Master Grade narrative is going to be incredible. Oh, the Miku one starts tomorrow. So, do we know if it's going to be a lottery system for North American P Bandai? I know it is for Japan, understandably so, because that thing's going to go quick. I had genuinely been thinking of getting one, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to compete with the speed of people buying those. It looks so good, though. Soon you'll have a perfect grade. I do nothing. Yes, you do nothing. You continue doing nothing. I'm watching you. Watch this skirt grab, but I don't have a skirt. Well, the G-Self does. We're going to be working on that soon. Okay. I don't know, the G-Self skirt's kind of small. He's kind of small. Alright, let's be careful with this piece because it does still have drying paint on it. I am going to have to scrape a little bit of that paint off, but that's not a big deal. Yes, like the mobile suit's mechanical bits. I remember... What was it? It was the Grandpa Gundam. It was the Grandpa Gundam. It can open up its crotch plate. And it, like, disperses, like, atmospheric re-entry stuff or something like that. Some sort of mystery particle. So, how many of y'all are going to be going for the Miku Gundam? I might make an attempt. If I get it, I get it. I don't, you know? But I know the bots are going to be out in full force. Yeah, I really hope Delphi. I really do hope Delphi, like, gets on the decals for that, because I think that'd be rad as hell. I feel like the pink Gundam eyes on the Miku one would be nice to use on the standard Grandpa to replicate the pink eyes he gets when it activates. That is true. The Grandpa's eye colors do change, don't they? Because in the anime, they're pink, then they're yellow. Speaking of inconsistent, chat, look up all the different versions of the Gundam G3, especially the robot spirits. I'm not complaining. I think it's neat. Bandai very much cannot decide on a color scheme for the G3. Take a quick flash of pink before going yellow. The chat always get anxiety filing clear parts. At least the glass file is like the best method of it. Oh, the Verkaz eyes are green, aren't they? Yo, eventually I want to get the RX-78 Verka, because it was the first Verka, and I love the proportions that Kotoki gave it. It's definitely a kit that shows its age, because I think it's like 26 years old. But I don't mind old kits. RX-78 Verka 2.0. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done one. Like, I'm surprised there hasn't been, like, a Verka, like, anniversary thing of some sort, you know? Alright, so I'm just gonna use my nail to kind of scrape away at some of the excess paint, which is why I like to have a tiny bit of nail when I build. Because it's kind of hard for me to accidentally slide my thumb all over the place. Unless it gets a mind of its own, which it might. It might. Once this is completely cured, I might come and put some panel lines in that, but I might just leave it clean, honestly. The first Master Grade EX is a Verka, That is true. It is true. It is a Verka. I actually sometimes forget that fact. C9 and C6. Which I believe is this runner here. Right, let's put these over here so I don't accidentally do a silly with them. I don't use my single-bladed nips to pull stuff off the runner. What is the 1 year war? What does the 1 year war version of the Gramps have? C9, this piece. Boink. Boink. The 1 year war version of the Grandpa is a very fascinating kit to me, because it has, like, pre-built legs, kind of like OG real grades have. But from much, much long ago. Much, much long ago. Alright, Allie, we're gonna go with that, I guess. This backplate looks like it has color apps. But it's not showing me anything on the manual. Which means I'll probably add some. Ah, okay. Yep. Yep. We're gonna add a little details because we can. Because we can. So we're gonna paint the full inside of this gray. And we're gonna try to do this little T and this little outer piece blue. We'll never see it because it's gonna have the backpack on, but we'll know it's there. And it won't get floppy because the plastic is thick. Yes. Like, for as old as that kit is, the fact that they snuck that engineering in and it works better. Well, I guess size comes into play for that too. It is bigger, so it is stronger. But it's fascinating to me. I know a lot of folks who love the 1 year war version. D. Kind of surprising that despite how many versions of the Grandpa we have, the G-Quux high grade RX-71-1 prototype. Huh. Yeah, no, that's a good point. The G-Quux version of the RX-78-1 is the only high grade that we have, I think. It got a master grade. It got a P-Bandai master grade, but yeah, I think you're right. That's the only remote thing that we have in 1/144th to represent it. I want it. As with many things, I want it. I love that color scheme. It's so good. Where's the Master Grade manga Gundam stuff that I forgot the name of? We need D2, D3. You know, I think painting it as we go is the way, chat, because then I don't overwhelm myself trying to paint everything at once. Hey, Doc, welcome on in. How you doing? What you got going on? The build's starting off good. We're just cleaning it up. We're doing a little bit of detail painting along the way. I'm knocking over sanding sponges. But yeah, no, we're big chilling. Good to see you, Doc. Happy Monday. Waiting for my lunch. What's for lunch? What we got for lunch today? What's cooking? I don't know what's for lunch yet. Well, for me, it'll be like brunch. Or brunch? No. Dinner. Din. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay, now for the C parts. Need this. We got dock. The dock is in the house. This part cleaned off? It is. I've only given myself a very tiny space to work with, I realize. Because I don't really have a good spot to put the manual right now. Maybe I can slide it over a bit to give myself a little more room. Maybe that's the play. I think that's the play. That's the one. Yeah. I couldn't remember its name. So let me move these closer to the center, because I know folks on, if you're watching like the YouTube Shorts version of the stream, you've only got this area that's in camera. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, because I've never done this before. Chat, I'm going to have to use my mouse with my left hand. That's weird. That's weird. You would think me being a lefty it would work, but no, it's weird. So 7 and 8. Oh, these parts are kind of fragile. These parts are very thin. This time we'll get the parts cleaned off before we paint. I heard some funny things about the waist. Does it got a funky waist to it? Oh, you got a bento box order? Hey, yo. That sounded like a whole snack. Allie, dear, where have you put the A-runner? I don't know. Oh, here it is, Brain. Thank you, Brain. Need A1. But yeah, build's starting off good. Starting off good. Local sushi place does bento lunches. Okay, that is badass. I love to see that. A bento. Alright. Dash everything we need for the waist. Except for polycaps, but I'll get those after the fact. Alright. So now we will clean the parts, and then we will paint the parts. Today, we're working on the high-grade G-Self Assault Pack. This thing is an absolute unit. It is huge. The backpack makes up the majority of the plastic. The backpack is massive. It comes with its own stand as well. So basically, the first part of the booklet is just the mobile suit, and then the rest of it, the many, many more pages, are all this absolute chonker. And I am here for it. It's also red, which is nice. I like the colors. It makes me happy. Yeah, this was sent to us by Momo last year. Momo in November. So I'm finally getting around to building it. Finally. Very, very excited. Not quite sure how long it's going to take, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Once the actual Gundam itself is done, it should go by pretty quick, because it's a situation of a lot of very large parts. So we should be able to get through those Chungus parts pretty easily. Knock on wood. The fact that you are painting adds time. It does, yeah. Because there is going to be a small degree of having to wait for it to dry. Like, where is it? Yeah, inside of here, I've got to paint these black. And then we have to let it dry before I even put in the yellow parts, so it's definitely going to take a little bit longer. Definitely going to take a little bit longer. I guess it does give me practice, though, if I ever build a Warhammer kit on stream. I mentioned it on Blue Sky, but if I ever do get a Warhammer kit, it's going to be Nurgle. All will fall under the cloud of pestilence. Nurgle be praised. Nurgle be praised. I have some minis that I want to paint, but I need to prime them. So I'm waiting till it's not... Ew. That is not priming weather. Yeah, that is fair. If it's too cold or if it's too humid, you're gonna have a bad time. Which is what really sucks about trying to do any kind of rattle can priming in my particular area, because we live off of a large body of water. So there's always like an extra degree of humidity in the air. I get reminded of the guy who brought the Nurgle scented candles. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. As much as I love the Nurgle, I don't even want to know what that candle smells like. I don't know. Maybe it smells like strawberries and roses. You never know. If you paint a gray unclean, you got to make stuff on it glow. Yeah, I don't have the... I don't have the neon, and I don't have the metallic. Well, no. I have some metallics. I do not have the neon display markers yet. I'm hoping to prime 20 to 30 minis and just put them in a sealed box to prevent dust buildup. Take one at a time to slap chop. No, that's fair. You know, there's a very, very special kind of satisfaction when you look at like a completely freshly primed kit. I don't know. It's just something that makes brain happy. Something about it make brain happy. Smelled a pestilence in the guy after one sniff started gagging. Like someone punched him with a full stomach. You know, that reminds me of the sewage treatment plant that I used to have to drive by every day going to work. That's about what I think of it. That's it. You know what? No, that's a good... Yeah. Yeah. That gives me a good idea. Because my sewage treatment plant that I had to drive by may as well have been a Nurgle hive. But yo, the Nurgle are getting minis for the Pestigores soon, among other things. But they're getting the Pestigores. And that's pretty hype. Why is this particular part fighting me a bit? It's probably the angle that I'm going at it. Okay, we need this fella. Doc, what kind of minis are you working on? What kind of minis are you cooking up? Ooh, Stormlight. Okay. I'm familiar with those. Not like super familiar, but I know of them. When I was talking to one of my speech therapists, they were telling me how their partner has like 3 3D printers and an assembly line of minis. And I'm like, yep, that sounds about right. Say farewell to the space in your house while you had it. If I had space and money, 3D printing would be dangerous. Oh, yeah. It doesn't just open a new avenue, it opens an entire ass Stargate of what you can do. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful with these. Gonna have to be erring on the side of carefulness. So let me slide this back up a little bit. Chat, we got about 4 minutes until ad break. So let's see if we can get this chunking away at. Oh yeah, in Helldivers news, chat. In some very quick and brief Helldivers news. The Democracy Space Station, or Star of Peace, as I guess they're calling it now, fired its Death Star laser, and did in fact obliterate a bot planet, and in doing so made another black hole that's probably going to eat Super Earth. So, round of applause. Round of applause for the Galactic Federation for making another black hole. I already have the STLs for more. Ooh. You know what's funny? Libraries are starting to have 3D printers. Despite how some people don't like old high grades, some mobile suits only appeared in the old high grade line, like the Garmazabi Zaku, which is so old isn't listed as an HDUC, but just as a standard HDUC kit. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't get an Oreo? Oreo? I mean, an Oreo Zaku would be tasty. An Origin release. But yeah, no. The only way you can get a high grade Garmazaku is the old one, which is why I bought the master grade one. I'm excited to have that on the way. And it's a 2.0 Zaku frame. That stands the test of time. I'm going to scream at the piping. I always do, because I can't hold it worth a damn. But I'm excited for the Garmazaku. When I did play Battle Operation, I used the Garmazaku a lot. It was just, like, it was solid okay for the cost ranges it was in. Also, the Master Grade, the Master Grade comes with standard weaponry, so you've got the Zaku machine gun, you've got the standard bazooka, you've got the standard heat hawk. It also comes with a very fancy, like, Zabi family elite heat hawk. It comes with 2 Sturmfaust, and it comes with the Magella top cannon, which, of course, that's going to be what I'm posing it with, because you do not get those often in any form of plastic. So, it will be using that cannon. Because bitches love cannons. Hi, it me. I'm bitches. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's got head Vulcans, too. Which is such a small detail, but it adds so much. It just makes it look meaner, I think. Poor Garma. Alucard and Sarah cosplay. Ceres Victoria. Police girl. You know, I bet you can make that cannon out of foam. I bet you could. Is it bad that I heard that in specifically abridged Alucard's voice? Because that is absolutely something that bastard would say. Which makes me even sadder when you find out Garma saw this stylish badass Saku and said, I'd rather pilot this DOP with a brown color scheme. Oh, that is something he said. I need to go back through, because I don't think I've watched all of Hellsing abridged. I've seen a lot of it, but not all of it. But then again, I also have the memory of a rock. Okay, that's looking good. I do want to talk about Garma Zaku a little more, but first, we're going to take an ad break brought to you by Twitch.tv, unfortunately. So sit tight, enjoy your ads, let me know what you get, and we'll be right back. All right, chat, we are back. Thank you for your patience. Just cleaning off my glasses real quick and stretching a bit. I need to get some more microfiber cloth. And I need to get a better, like, glasses cleaning spray. Because go figure. Go figure, the spray I got from the Dollar Tree. Not the best. Not the best. Wait, it gave you a Violet Evergarden ad? I'll take that as a win. I'll take that as a win. It's a hell of a lot better than some of the ads that YouTube's pushing on my stuff. Sheesh. I don't even know if I can talk about some of the stuff YouTube's pushing on my stuff. Like, openly on stream. Get my earbuds in. Something I might be interested in. Yeah, Violet Evergarden has such good music. So good. Take another sip of drink here, and then we'll get back to cleaning. Okie dokie, where were we? And why is my chair always slightly askew? Okay. There we go. I'm giving myself a little more room to work with. I keep hoping that chat gets Taco Bell ads. I know Taco Bell doesn't exist in some of the countries, but I still want you to get Taco Bell ads. Taco Bell sponsorship when? Yeah, I think a majority of the parts that we're working on need at least some kind of detail painting addressed. Now this part I've got to smooth out. Well, not smooth out, but I'm polishing. Polishing's the word I'm looking for. A little bit of polish. Chat, for anyone who keeps up with NFL, the damn Seahawks posted Uma Musume memes. I really don't... A part of me thinks it's incredible, and another part of me is offended that they dared make Goldship represent the 49ers, because I feel like that's a crime. No one should have to be stuck with the 49ers, especially not Goldship. But it seems the Seahawks have claimed Agnes Tachyon for themselves. That is good to go. A couple of those pieces are kind of hard for me to grip onto. Okay. Pounced? Oh. Have to go back to work. Have a great stream. Enjoy your bento box, Doc. Enjoy your food. Thank you for dropping on in. Hope work goes by quick. And if not, shit in someone's shoes. For that is the answer to all life's problems. You know, one of these days, someone's going to actually do that, and I'm going to get banned for it. That would definitely be a hilarious way to get banned, though. Reminded me of the art. Gold Ship dressed as Char and Meijimo Queen as Karma. And the fact that it works is the scary part. I think I've seen that one. Master Grade SD line is, I think, the only line where the grandpa isn't the first in line, which shocked the hell out of me, honestly. Because typically they, like, open up a new line with the grandpa. I want a Master Grade SD Zaku, because I just love Zakus too much. I feel like the monkey's paw is going to curl and the G self is going to be a thing, which I'm not mad about. I wouldn't be mad about, but the G self really deserves 1/100th representation. But I would hella build an MG SD G self. And here's the thing, like, I'm not really into SDs. I'm not, like, a huge SD collector. Like, I'll build them. If they're given to me as a gift, I will happily build them. But the MGSD line looks really cool. I feel like they could pull off the unicorn, okay? They pulled it off in real grade, and Master Grade SD would give them more space to work with. Probably more stability, too, with its stubby little legs. Oh, they are all about 50 bucks, aren't they? At least the price is consistent. I'll take that. I think the Easy 8 would look super cute. Oh, or like a goof. Like a Master Grade SD goof. I need them to do grunt suits. Bandai, stop this nonsense of only making main series suits. Go back to your roots. Give us grunts like you used to. People want grunts. We will throw money for grunts. Do you want money? If so, print more grunts. Like a Master Grade SD Dom would be an immediate buy from me. Immediate buy. So far, the Master Grade SD line have been non-Universal Century Gundams. Freedom, Barbatos, Ariel, Wing Zero. And the next one would be Destiny. Yo, that is true. There is no UC in there, which is interesting. It does feel like they're going for, like, their super popular, like, heavy hitters right now. Probably to get the line started, but I want to see... Could you imagine a gun tank? There's so many things I would love to see. Hire me, Bandai. Well, don't hire me. I don't know if I want to deal with that. But let me advise your decisions. By the way, chat, did you know we're affiliated with HLJ? Exclamation point HLJ in the chat. If you're ever going to buy from HLJ, that is our link. And anytime you use it, it helps us out a little bit. Hashtag not quite sponsored, but affiliated. You know, Dozel's Dom. I haven't seen that thing come around in a while. But I do like Dozel's Dom. Of course I would. I love Doms. Imagine a Thunderbolt Gundam with its little shields. Oh, that would be cute. I would actually love that. It would be cute. They need to do the Sazabi in the new Gundam. Like, that's gotta happen, right? Could you imagine just a little round, friend-shaped Sazabi? Yeah, it's got the studded spikes on it, and it's green. Which is another reason why I want Shia LaBeouf's Dom, because it's in that nice, like, powder blue. I like seeing suits that are out of, like, their traditional colors. You know, it's wild to me that we never got Dozel's Rick Dom in Battle Operation 2, now that I'm thinking about it. Or any of the special, like, Zabi units. But yes, Your Honor, how many spikes would you like? Yes. Yes. Simply, yes. Oh, they added the Dozel Zaku? Okay. It's about time. Plastic's being a little stubborn, chat, but that's okay. Sometimes the plastic will not have perfection, and that is fine. Except for the times where it's not fine. But yeah, now listen, if I was in charge or had any sway in Bandai, we would have a Master Grade SD GOG. We would have that right here, right now. So maybe that's why I would never be in charge of Bandai, because it would just be silly aquatic suits. I would have mayhaps too much fun. Just smacked my hand on the magnifying glass. That hurt a little bit. Shave that off a little bit more. Okay. I think this is the last part that I have to clean for the torso. And we can just do some paint. Chibi G-Quux would be so cute. The G-Quux designs really do lend themselves to being cute as chibis. They really do. They gave it the Dom Bazooka, Giant Heat Hawk, Cracker Grenade, and his fists as weapons, the skills it had. All the melee attacks are buffed, and its tackle does tons of damage. Holy crap. So they just made that thing a brawler, huh? Which tracks? I know Garma's was a melee-focused unit, but it just had the axe. Actually, out of all the zombies, Garma's was the only one that didn't have, like, fancy stuff on it, outside of, like, Vulcans and stuff. Garma's Zaku 2 was also produced, like, just before the, like, Char type Zaku 2, I think. So Garma missed out by a few months, I want to say. Which, that's on par for Garma. The Garma Karma. Apologies, chat. Put that back in its holster. Okay. Bazooka does long-range stun, then you could knock it down. Oh, jeezums. I'm under the assumption. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say it's a raid unit. Which would absolutely obliterate a support. I mean, that would still do a fair amount of damage to a general type, even with resistances. Alright, chat, it is paint time. Oh, it's a general. Oh, it's a raid killer. It's a raid killer. Okay. I'm here for that. Oh, these are blue. Okay, I'm glad I looked. Blame this on the misfortune of your birth is still one of Char's hardest line. Yeah. I think, like, that goes down in some of the hardest lines in any, like, kind of media history, I think. Like, damn, homie. Just damn. We'll clean this up once it dries, because it is a little messy. This blue is the perfect shade of blue, though. Like, it matches the stickers actually perfect. I could not mix the paint to look better myself. Okay. Fight the raids on their own turf. I love it when they sneak a suit in like that. That one's going to require a little bit more cleanup, but that's fine. I want the red edges to still show, so I'm going to have to knock some paint off once it's all said and done. But again, that's why we let it dry. That's why we let it dry. Fun thing is, we can kind of still assemble this and then clean the paint up after, just due to how everything is going together. I'm going to put blue on this detail. It doesn't have blue anywhere on it, but I think it would look nice. So I'm doing it. Okay. Sorry, chat. Just kind of locked in for a second. Just making sure I get everything. It's mostly around the edges that I tend to miss, so... yeah. I see some parts that I shouldn't have painted by accident. But that's okay. Again, easy cleanup, easy life, GG. I will most likely employ a toothpick for that. A tool of choice. Alright, now we need to do... No, I need gray, actually. Here we are. I need to do the gray base layer on this part now. Dozel Zaku cost range 300 to 450. I will finish reading that in just a moment. Oh no! That's fine. They all look like really angry babies, except for the Ariel. The smallest of war crimes. Almost done with the gray. Almost. So basically what's going to happen is once the gray dries, I have to come in and scrape it off of the edges of this connector piece and then hit it with some blue. Okay. Just a few tiny touch-ups. I loved the lower cost matches in Battle Operation, by the way. A lot of people didn't like them. I lived for the lower cost matches. I had so much fun in those. Okay. We are going to cease fiddling with it and let that dry. In that order. Yo, the Thunderbolt Act guys, they were causing a lot of problems. They were little menaces. I had the assault version. I had the general type Act guy with the machine gun. They were little assholes. I love them. But I'm glad they have a check because yeah. They were smaller. They could swarm you. Like termites. Okay. Now we need to do the chest vents here. These are going to be black. Let's see. This paint will likely require another layer. After it dries. Because this one doesn't necessarily apply the same way that the other ones do. I don't know why. But it does not. We'll be lurking. Gonna get through this DLC. Kick its booty. Or at least... I don't know. Give it explosive diarrhea. But do the dark souling. Enjoy your lurky lurk. Okay. Let that dry for now, and we'll see if I need to do another coat of that. Good stuff. As I build the Garma Zabizaku, the first thing it asks you to build in the instructions are the guns. Yo, old instructions Some of the most bizarre choices. Pardon me, chat. Pardon me again, chat. Some of the most bizarre choices. All right, we're gonna work on the waist while stuff dries. To give an idea, my toothpicks are in another castle, I think. But there's some red parts that come in here. And I'm going to have to scrape that paint off, at least the top of it. Not a whole lot. I'll just have to be very, very careful. Hello, Giz. How are you? I'll get those toothpicks on our next ad break. Pasta check and hydrate. Thank you, thank you. Gurgle in the last bit of my Gatorade, not Gatorade. But welcome on into the stream. Welcome on in. We're letting some paint dry and we're working on some other stuff. Oh, that sounds so good. The chibi Barbatos is so cute. But Carl, they killed people, but they're cute. A125, A127 times 2. A129. Well, you enjoy that delicious food. I hope it is wonderful, Giz. Yeah, I love that. I love that the mace has a pile bunker. I am a pile bunker enjoyer. So the fact that they added that in makes me so happy. Giddy, even. Oh, is that a part that just sits in with friction? It is. Okay. Interesting. Okay. A127 times 2. Working on the waist, chat. We've got the torso cleaned off. We're just waiting for paint to dry, and then I have to do a tiny bit of paint cleanup. And then we can pop the torso together. Hey, Winchester, welcome on in. Happy month of days. We've been doing a little bit of paint work. Doing a tiny little bit of paint work. Getting that all done. I figured we'll paint the details as we go on this kit. Paint it as we go. Been here for a bit, was on the phone. That is totally fair. That is totally fair. He may have committed mass murder, but just look at him. He's a little guy with a big mace. He's so cute. I just like how it seems like the Master Grade Barbatos just like to have hidden weapons in their mace. The normal Barbatos's mace have some parts that come off and become a pair of dual blades. I actually haven't seen that yet. Huh. That is rad, though. Oh, yeah, and it's got the big gun, too. Yeah, we're just chilling, chatting, working on the G-Self today. Cutting out some parts, letting some paint dry. When I do ad break, I need to fish out my toothpicks. That is something I will need to do. Okay. And then we can do a bit of paint cleanup. Because we've got about 20 minutes until ad break, so that will give it sufficient time to be dry enough to poke at it. Maybe. I'll take a look at it. If it's not ready, it's not ready. We don't need to rush it none. I'm just happy to be here. I'm really curious to see what the vertical YouTube stream looks like after this. Because apparently it just does it automatically for me. But again, I have to keep stuff like here, or else they can't see it. I'm gonna build my high-grade Barbie. Oh, chat. Later today, once stream's over, I'm gonna fish out the images of the full mechanics Barbatos that I have. It's the one that's painted up to look like the G3. So I will post those pictures in the Discord later. I will do it today, because if I do not, I will forget for the rest of the year. Okay. I need E7 and F1. Oh, it's a clear piece. Ooh, we get to paint the backside of this. Hell yeah. All right. It's going to be easier to paint this while it's on the runner. Hands down, it's going to be easier, so. Let me make sure I've got the orientation of it correctly, because it has to go in a very specific way. And I need to make sure where the actual backside of it is. Okay, this is the backside. But we are painting this identical blue behind it to help it pop. Give it a little pop pop. Pop pop Americano. The hard part is just making sure it's all smooth and cohesive. Excellent. Okay, we'll let that sit for a bit. I don't need that part, like, out immediately. It's not going to impact the final construction of this section. So that can sit and dry over there. Been doing some painting on my Warhammer dudes today. Progress is slow, but we're learning. I got to be an Ultra Smurf over the weekend. I fired up some Space Marine 2 and got to destroy some bug and heretic scum. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. When you get invaded by NPCs that look like the Predator, but you've already covered yourself in mud. I just realized, despite Amuro being associated with the color white, a lot of the mobile suits that were made with him in mind were mainly blue. Tree 3 was blue indigo, Alex was blue, High Nu was also blue. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Amuro's colors have been all over the place, but yeah, those do have the blue underlying in them. And then his Deja was like blue and like greenish. Like there's a lot of suits that were thrown at him where I guess he didn't have time to get them customized or something, but I do see the blue theme. I do see it. Oh, this comes with the G-Self standard rifle. Ooh, okay. I don't know why I didn't think it would have that, but I'm happy for it. And then Amuro's Jada had blue on it as well. And the Riga Z had blue. I'm seeing a pattern. I am seeing a pattern. He's blue, da ba dee da. Well, here's the funny thing. So the RX-78, like the grandpa that we all know, it was actually meant to be in the real type colors. Like the real type colors that you see on occasion, like the master grade that's the real type colors. It was supposed to be in those colors. However, the Gundam was in the colony to be shown off to, like, the investors, the people who had their pockets in the project and stuff. That's why it was painted white, red, blue, and yellow. They wanted it to pop when they showed it off to, like, the people who had money in it. But that wasn't supposed to be its, like, end color scheme. It's just the war happened and they never got around to painting it, which is funny to think about. But yeah, no, the colors that we know were basically just like a showcase color. Yeah, it has all the standard weapons. I'm not sure it comes with all the parts to build the original legs and feet, though. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll take a look, see what we have here that goes into the extra parts bin. I don't mind having extra weapons. No, no, no. Will always be happy. Out of universe, it's white, red, and blue, and yellow. Yes, yeah, out of universe, those are like the traditional, like, hero super robot colors. Yeah. Because it definitely came up around that time. Some of the designs for what we could have gotten are wild. The only outliers would be the Z3, the white and purple Zeta, and the Zero Shiki. Well, Amuro then got his own custom Zero Shiki that was like G3 colors almost. They gave him a Zeta Plus that was red, but it was basically rollout colors and he never changed it. He just slapped his logo on it. So it seems like when he gets the opportunity to customize something, he does. Which is interesting. Amuro's had a lot of mobile suits. Quattro has a Deja as well. Quattro / Char has a Deja. And he removed the shoulder pads, and instead it's got like 2 shields with a bunch of missiles and stuff mounted to it. I like the Rick Deja. I like anything from the Deja line. It's so good. Such a good suit. I have the Gundam Narrative high-grade Deja. Deja D's nuts. Don't forget the big gun, yeah. I know I read that, but I'm reminding myself. I don't think my high grade comes with the big gun. I don't think so. Hey, Lurie, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. We're working on a Gundam. We got paint dry, and we're doing detail painting as we go. So I've moved on to the waist while that happens. Which, maybe I shouldn't be filing parts above the drying paint, but you know what? You live and you learn. But welcome on in. Welcome. We've got the torso. The torso's basically done. I just got to do some paint cleanup on it. So it's got to dry a wee little bit. A wee little bit. It's already Tuesday for me. Working on Da Vinci Project. And the build time lapse. Still got to record the money shots, though. Good old Da Vinci. Good old Da Vinci Resolve. I got some videos that I got to try to record this week if I can. The bare minimum one that I got to work on. Patro added the backbinder cannons from the Sream DS. Yeah, I forgot about that, actually. Well, happy Tuesday. A waist joint is an expended blunt found in an ashtray. A waist joint is the connection between the torso and the pelvis. The question is, which one? Which one is in the Gundam? The world may never know. That is true, though. That is true. Both are smokable. Yeah. They're two very different things. Another casualty of the English language. I want to believe that Moist has his real grade XCO on display. I'm trying to think. I know he's got Gunpla in the backlog. Like, obviously, like, he's a super busy dude, but I feel like I've seen some of his Gundams at some point. Yeah, how am I going to hold this? Probably like this, I guess. Hello, Nike. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We're working on a waist section. I'm struggling to hold it, which is kind of par for the course. Ooh, I think I got a spot I can hold. Yeah! I found a spot to grab onto. Also, I see your hydrate. And I shall indeed commence slurping in a moment. Welcome on in. Happy time zone. I like when you said that, my Twitch chat, like, disconnected for a second. Welcome on in, Nike. Once this part is done, I will do the high drizzle. It's got funnels on that one? Oh, shit. I mean, Char does like his funnels. I need to get a, I want to get Quest's Yagdoga at some point. Oh my gosh, is it ad break time already? Chat, streams this week are going to be 3-hour stints for the week. Maybe an extra hour if I'm feeling particularly spicy. But I definitely got to take it easy this week. Drop some pics for you to look at during the break. Ooh, okay. I was talking to Chad about how, like, I might get a Nurgle of some kind to paint up on stream. Something small. I'm excited for the Pestigores, though. Just the fact that they will exist makes me happy. Warhammer is definitely going to be a one-and-done kind of thing for me, but I do respect it. I just cannot juggle Warhammer with everything else in a long-term sense. Ooh, kit bashes. That is one thing I really love seeing out of the Warhammer community. It's like, kit bashes are like the norm. And it's not like they aren't in the Gundam community, but I see it a lot in Warhammer, and it's really cool to me. Let's work on this piece. Yeah, chat, we got about 2 minutes until ads, so I'll clean this bit off. We'll go do the ads. I can get my toothpicks, then we can finish up the waste, and then this should be dry enough to clean up. Potentially. It was the norm back in the day. It's rarer now that you don't have to get what you want for half your models. You know what's funny to think about? Both Warcraft and StarCraft. The original Warcraft and the original StarCraft RTS games. Initially, Blizzard pitched them to be among the first Warhammer RTS games. However, their pitch was declined. So they turned them into Warcraft and StarCraft. And now we're here. It's funny how that worked out. You don't need anything but what's in the box to create the version that actually has rules now, but it used to be you might need to buy 5 boxes of something just to get 5 of one weapon. Sheesh! That explains, like, a lot of the extra parts that I hear people having. That does explain a lot. I imagine it wasn't, like, cheap back then, either. Alright, chat. I'm going to take a quick ad break. I'm going to get up and stretch. So sit tight, hang in there for just a few moments, and we will be right back. Alright, crew, we are back. Thank you for your patience. Keep peeking my eye out, because I'm supposed to be getting a package from Einar today. In theory. In theory. So keeping an eye out for that. I'll have to check the tracking later. Well, I'm only going for another hour, so I'll be able to check it pretty soon. Yeah. In the shape of a perfect grade of some kind. Though you would never do such a thing. Throwing perfect grades haphazardly at people, you would never. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the Discord stuff now, because I didn't get a chance to while I was up. I got distracted by cats. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Someone made the G-Quux Gelgoog as an art piece. Yo, I love that. I love that. That oddly fits with some of the weird, like, older designs. I love those colors, too. Like, the dark and gritty MSV colors. Oh, I see a headless Ultra Smurf. Winchester, I actually know what some of this stuff is now. Now that I was playing Space Marine 2 a bit, I actually recognize these weapons now. To a degree. I'm learning. I'm understanding. Supposed to be the old real type color variant. Oh, those look so good. They look so good. The Goof Flight type that I have and the high grade Mark II that I have, which I should really build soon, I'm not gonna lie. Kinda, like, they're the newer takes on those old boxes, because they're real types. Those are boxes that I might actually hold on to. But no, I used to have one of those old school kits like that. It was the Gym Cannon, which is why I've got the Master Grade one now to kind of replace it. What if a mobile suit had realistic color schemes used by actual military? Yeah, like the Mark II definitely has that going on. It's definitely got like the dingy military colors. I wonder what a real type unicorn would look like. Kind of surprised they haven't done that. With how much they like to pump unicorns. That's a phrase that I just said. Pump unicorns. You know what? Yeah, that happened. Anyway. Anywho. That's a side skirt armor. I was figuring it was a 7TV emote. That's what I was figuring. Yeah, I don't have those. I might add them eventually. It's genuinely me being lazy. Giant gun is kind of his badge of office. It gets funny. It's like, I think I guess I have to have 7 TV myself to see the emotes, don't I? One of these guys is a medic type unit. I'm trying to figure out where to find some pouches for extra medical stuff to stick. Yo, I was playing as one of the heavy Smurfs last night. And it was fun with the big guns. Well, I had a big plasma gun. I had a big flamethrower. I had a melt-a-gun. But I'm not serious enough about it. Like, I used to use it a while back. I don't remember why I stopped using it. It wasn't for any major reason. One of the multitudes of things that goes in and out of my brain. We'll clean this off before we separate the skirt. A squad of the heavies with melt-a-guns is on my shopping list. It was fun, because the one in the game, like the heavy unit in the game, has like the double barrel melt-a-gun. You can still use the single barrel one on different classes, but yeah, the heavy's got options. It's got the double barrel melt-a-gun, it's got a flamethrower, standard heavy machine gun, heavy plasma gun. And he doesn't have a melee weapon, he just beats you to death with his gun. Which feels appropriate. Man, now I want, like, In-N-Out burgers. I haven't had In-N-Out since... Gosh. The last time I was in Ohio, probably. The Zaku one, where it had a bright light blue instead of dark blue. Black chest piece, and instead of the green, it had a sandy brown. Oh, that sounds really cool. I've never seen that. I enjoyed the Zaku one, and I have never seen this. I'll have to dig that up. Yo, that reminds me. There's a really old Master Grade. One of the first Master Grades. It is Ramba Rawl's Zaku 1. And every now and then I'm keeping an eye out to see if that little gremlin pops up again. Yeah, it's got like the Dozel Heat Hawk. It's an oldie, but a goodie. Chat, you can get, like, if it's ever in stock, you can get the standard Master Grade Zaku 1 for like 20 to 30 bucks. It is not expensive. Again, I'm still shocked. In another episode of Ali questions weird decisions that Bandai has made. They never remade the Zaku 1 using parts from the 2.0 frame. They could have done it. They could have easily done it. And just covered up, like, the piping ports. Next comes the hardest part, head selection. I have about 30 different heads and a bazillion skin hair color combinations. I love the things that we get to say as plastic model builders. I love it so much. Yeah, I got about 30 heads in the back in a box. I have to go through them later. I love the things we get to say as model builders. It's like when I talk about all the hands that I have in a box. Ow, I just pinched myself. I just pinched myself. Oh, the Emperor! But no, I could see that being difficult. When you have so many options, it can be overwhelming. Okay, skirting armor has been successfully split. After we got the high-grade Zaku revived that they never revived, the Zaku JC type from the 08 MS teen line. Because they have all the mobile suits from that line in Modern except for the Zaku. I need to get the Blue Destiny units. I know they're not 08 MS team, but they're based on suits. Like, the Blue Destiny units are very heavily modified ground-type Gundams. I would like to have them. Plus, anytime I can get a Gundam with the Xeon logo on it, it's pretty rad. Deep chocolate skin and a vivid orange mohawk is an actual option. I have both the head. Yo, that would be sick. That would be rad as hell. I do like the personality that you can give your Smurfs. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get my toothpicks. So, once I'm done cleaning these parts, I will dig around in my toolbox and try to find them. Wish the Ifrits weren't all P Bandai, because the only Ifrit we have is the Ifrit Schneid, because it's the only Ifrit that showed up outside of manga or video game. That's the one that showed up in Unicorn, right? Well, didn't the... I know the... I think the Reborn 100 one from Blue Destiny was normal release, but good luck finding that right now. Plus, it's not high grade. I think I own one Ifrit. The Schneid's the purple one, right? Like the brighter purple one with the knives. I have the Ifrit Knocked, which is, well, P Bandai. Schneid's the one with the kunais. Yeah, the Ifrit needs more love. Like, being the successor to the Goof, it makes it one of my favorite suits. Like, I want to do an Ifrit in Rambaral colors one day. Get one of the Goof shields for it. Almost. Saw a bunch of clips at a guy at a con asking all the cosplayers about their cosplays, and one of them was in the Ifrit Knocked. Hell yeah. That's a... Yo. Shout out to all the mecha cosplayers. Because that ain't easy. That is not easy to do. Because back when I was doing my convention circuits, I used to see so many cool designs. Like, some folks went, like, all in on it, too. Like, some folks who did Gundam cosplays, they had a battery unit inside of it, and they basically connected PC fans into certain points of the cosplay, just so it was ventilated while they were walking around. Like, it had an intake and an exhaust for hot air. Sometimes you gotta do that, though. OG Otakon was a good example of that, because... Let me google something real quick. Let me google something. It's so nice to have a phone that responds immediately, chat. I don't know how to handle this. After like 3 years of one that was like limping along. Okay, so yeah, like, people in those big bulky cosplays, Otakon before it moved to DC, it was up in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Inner Harbor. And some days at the convention, it would get up to 115 Fahrenheit. That's about 46 degrees Celsius. And they would be in these big, heavy costumes. People are wild. Especially, like, the people who did do, like, Warhammer cosplays, because Space Marine armor is anything but slim and agile. Sheesh. Alright. I think this is one of the last parts we have to clean off before we can do some poking and prodding at the paint. A little bit of poking and prodding. We just gotta do it on this side. Do it. You know, gotta nobody. That reminds me that I do have... I've got a real grade Exia and I've got a real grade Estrella that I need to build. I'm gonna build my Estrella as like the OG type. Since I already have an Exia. It's the red one that I've got, though. I've got the red boy. Now, where on earth is this last nub? I mean, I'm not seeing it. So therefore it does not exist. And if it does exist, I knew about it the whole time. Go for the high-grade Awakened G-Quups. That's a normal release, right? Yeah, because it's got like all the little extra bells and whistles to it. I am eagerly awaiting the Hammurabi in June. Alright, chat, give me a sec. I'm gonna get up and grab these toothpicks super fast. Chat, this is an interesting predicament. I'm realizing I'm out of my standard toothpicks. Thankfully, I have some skewers still. So we'll just have to get by with this fella. Yeah, the jaw being on a hinge is not something I would have expected from, like, a high grade. That's not something I would have expected at all, honestly. Also, I've actually got to do a little more painting here. I've got to get the blue paint on the back of this. Before we do paint cleanup, before, let's put together the waist. Let us put that together. And thus will we have parts out of our way. Come here, polycaps. I need you. Nope, wrong polycaps. That's the big polycaps. I need the small polycaps. Okay. I need 2 of these little goobers. I'm also offsides again. I've got the standard G-Quux from Einar, along with the Gelgoog. I've got the G-Fred from Spade. Fred. I just love that it's named Fred. It just brings me a source of joy. Okay. That's the only polycaps we need for this particular section. So, with that in mind, we need to cut out one more part and clean it up. We need this little goober. Which I realize is going to be very difficult to hold. Very difficult to hold indeed. I think we're making progress, though. I think... So what? I know the White Gundam comes out this year. As well, I think. We've got the White Gundam, we've got the Hammurabi, we've got Shia LaBeouf's Rickdom. As far as G-Quack stuff goes. Kit has an optional set of stickers to give it the psycho eyes it got when Machu was going to lose it. Sort of a what if G-Quacks did awaken? What if it went sicko mode? I swear, they gave Charlie a Bull like one of the most incredible glow-ups in the history of Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah, the Endless Waltz Sandrock. That one's going to be popping up. Yeah, the very belligerent Ava references. I mean, when you have the guy behind Ava directing it, though. Which, I guess the G-Fred is very much in Ava colors. Yeah, what month exactly does the PG new release, Zero? I admittedly have not been keeping track. I don't know if we have any announcements for what the next real grade is. I know we just got the Wing Zero. Semi-recently. It has been a little bit of a minute, but... We got the SD Master Grade Destiny. I was supposed to be this month? Gotcha. Gotcha. I was literally saying, though, out of the whole G-Quux, I bet you the G-Quux will reveal itself to have a mouth and go berserk. It had to, right? Those polycaps are inserted. Oh, I did miss a part. Okay. It's an official build now, chat. I missed a part. Hell yeah, we're building now, gamers. Looks like the snow might be melting. Might be melting a bit. The only thing the show needed was a moment where everyone went, "Congratulations. Congratulations." No, don't get me wrong. I wanted more episodes because I genuinely enjoyed the show. Okie dokie. So, how does this go? Okay. This goes like a this, I believe. Like a this. Yes, like a this. A Rick Zock of all units. I want that so bad. As a Zoc enjoyer, I want it so bad. Also, G-Quux gun tank, please. Please. The most bombastic looking gun tank ever. Hey. Oh, so these are clippies. Ooh. It's been a while since I've had side skirts that were clippies and not, polycap peg. Oh my gosh, I feel special. Yeah, space-capable Zoc. Which is terrifying when you think about it. Because it is just a giant ball of mega particle cannons. I love it. More of that, please. What's next on the list? We need... Right, I separated the front skirts. That's why these look different. Okay. Come over to these later. Are you telling me a Rick made this Zoc? Is Allie... Yes, Allie is doing something incorrectly. Allie was definitely doing a square into a circle hole moment. And the fact that sneaking it on a Zoc is futile because it would just move its camera 180. Yep. I mean, that's what it did in Battle Operation. You just boop the button and bam. Honey. Oh. Oh, wait. Do I see? Allie, do you see, or are you being a confused little goober again? Potentially both, Brain. Potentially both. There we go. That one went in. The other one, however... A cut moment where Char was just gonna hop into the Ava 02 and start going crazy. Holy shit. Yeah, because I don't think Char could have handled that. Because, like, yeah, Char had all of his stuff going on and whatnot, but, Neva unit's a different beast entirely, quite literally. Alright, chat. It's everyone's favorite part of the stream next to feet. We are installing the ass. You heard it here, folks. The ass has been installed. Incredible. Let me check something right quick, chat. I need to slide this thing on Twitch over a little bit so I can see. Okay, 25 minutes. Yeah, this build definitely feels like its era. Which isn't a bad thing. It's kind of nostalgic, actually. Which It pains me to think that 2015 is becoming nostalgic for me now. But that's where I am, I guess. I'm old. Okay, so before we assemble that, we need to put this in for the legs. The hip joint is now in place. I've now dropped the front skirting section. All is going according to plan. Huh. I actually do like the waist construction on this, though. It's pretty neat. Panel line this later. We won't panel line it today, but you know how I do, chat. Everything gets panel lined. Okay, so now this part goes in purely friction-based, which means I'm going to need a cotton swab as to not damage it. The fact that IBO is 10 years old to me is wild. That show feels like New Gundam. Yeah. That one still gets to me a bit, too. Because it's like... I still remember the promotional images that I saw before work, and it was so different from, like, what we expected of Gundam. Ooh. Chat, that looking good. That looking hella good. Look at that crotch. It looks so good. Anyway. I apologize to no one who was on speakers. Alright, so... Oh wow, that's coming off very easy. That's good. Coming off very easy. That's what we needed. Yeah, see, I'm not putting any pressure, chat. Like, almost no pressure at all, if any, to make this paint come off. Which, again, pro and a con. If you're not top coating. If you top coat it, this paint is fine. If you're just top coating after the fact. Yeah. Technically, I could go in a bit further to take some paint off, but that would lead into even more repainting and stuff. Hey, Shadow, welcome on in. You've joined us for a tiny bit of paint cleanup, you have. The tiniest bit of paint cleanup. We've also got to do some paint cleanup here. But welcome on in. Happy insert day here. Working on the G-Self Assault type today. Doing detail painting as we go. It's kind of satisfying how easy the paint pulls off. Look at me blowing on a magnifying glass, thinking it'll actually do something. But yeah, we just been vibing today, chilling. Internet has been kind so far, so we will thank it for that. We are going to have to do a little bit more painting in here. Getting there, chat. We're getting there. I'm going to clean this up a little bit as to hopefully not let it interfere with the new paint that's going to be going down. I do see where I'm going to need to do another coat of gray on the insides, though. We'll do that first. We'll do that first. It's a process, but it's a fun process. Also, I'm, like, off screen again. You building anything, Shadow? You got anything on the building table? I'm losing the tip of my skewer. Held up a lot longer than I thought it would, though. Let's get our gray. Eldorian, welcome on in. How you doing? What's shaking, bacon? I'll tell you what's not shaking. My free drinks. But how you doing? I know you've been busy lately. Well, you've been busy for a very lately. Working on your day off? Ugh. My condolences, my friend. Do you have a lot of work left to do? We're playing with paint. We're playing some paint. And I'm trying not to mess everything up and ruin it. That is relative. That is fair. That is absolutely fair. Like, I'm only just now finally getting a little bit of extra time to, like, be able to hop on and roleplay again, which I'm happy for. It's just kind of never-ending stuff that comes up, so it's hard to say. That's fair. The old pipeline, as it were. Well, I hope you can get a breather at some point. Hope you can get some kind of breather. Yeah. So these are paint pens from Display. They are acrylic based, so it is water-based paint, so it doesn't cause really any damage or anything of the sort like that. They're fantastic. You don't have to shake them. You don't have to do anything fancy to them. You just pop them open and paint. They dry pretty fast. One thing that could be considered a downside is if you do not top coat them, the paint will knock off fairly easily. But on the flip side, that also means it's very easy to clean up. But I highly recommend the Display markers. They are so good. They have completely, like, changed the game for me in terms of, like, painting and stuff. Perfect for minis. Perfect for minis. I've been thinking about trying them out for some of my 3D prints. Yeah. With them being an acrylic base, they should not interfere with the plastic of any of your prints. So in theory, you shouldn't have to be all too concerned about like chemical reactions and stuff of the like. Printing out minis for our D&D game? Hell yeah. Oh no! I dropped it. That is a stain. That is a mix of marker paint on my finger. Yeah, no, like, these aren't, like, absurdly expensive either, and, there's also some other brands that I can recommend to you, Eldorian. I can't remember what they are offhand, but some friends have also noted some other brands that work out pretty good for this, too. That one's cleaned up. Yeah, we've been actually talking about minis on and off today. Because my speech therapist, they were telling me that their partner has like an assembly line of 3D printers. And they print out minis and stuff for their D&D games. And I always thought that was so cool. I have a whole bunch of paints and whatnot. And I just really suck at it. I used to... I used to try to use paints and stuff, but, like, my hands shake. So it kind of makes it rough sometimes. The markers, though, incredible. Yeah. I think you would like these. I do think you would like these a lot. I could try to source some links from where I got mine, because they have, like, local, like, stateside stores and things like that. Basically, I'll look around and see what I can find. That way you don't get, like, tariffed, because no one wants that. But yeah. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Meteor, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Howdy, 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 everybody who is just joining today. Happy time zone wherever you may be. We're playing with paint. We're playing with paint. So, miniature Sneed when? Yo, actually a Sneed mini would go so hard. Make him like a Christmas tree ornament. That would be like the most appropriate thing I could ever think of. A Christmas Sneed. So for those just joining, I'm currently using this bamboo skewer to do a little bit of paint cleanup. Because this paint can come off so easily, a very, very gentle swipe of like a bamboo skewer, or a toothpick, which is what I initially wanted, is enough to knock it off after it dries. So we're doing a little bit of cleanup, Welcome, welcome on in. Hope your day, night, evening, wherever you may be, is going well. I also need to make sure, like, my hand doesn't slip. Because if my hand slips, I'll have to repaint some stuff. Get Sneed a little 3D printed monster truck. I love Sneed. Wherever he is, I hope he's having the best Christmas. Oh, you did bring him back. Hell yeah, I love Sneed. I've only met Sneed Iceely in passing, like working at a mech shop, I think, but Sneed's a treat. For those curious, we're talking about GTA roleplay. Just something I do on the side. Just from like October onward, I did not have any time to hop on. But then 1.0 came out. So yippee! I already got my Cooper a truck, so he's already mobile. Oh, I didn't finish getting the nubs off of this, did I? I did not. Okay, we'll have to clean that up. I made Jet, and that is as far as I got. Yeah, I still need to take a look at the clothing store now. See what's shaking. But yeah, like with this marker, it's just very, very gently. Just go around the edges here. It's not going to be perfect, but I wish my camera could zoom in more. Alas, it is at its limit. But the paint applies very nicely. Now, the challenge for me is getting this little T shape here without messing this up. This part I'm a little scared about. Just because even with my magnifying glass, I can't see it too good. Okay. Sorry if I'm quiet, chat. So I did get a little blue where it's not supposed to go, but that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Okay. Basically what I'm going to do is I can go back over with gray and fix where the blue went, where it wasn't supposed to go. And we'll be all cash money Uma Musume 69 blaze it. Currently Sneed's on a conspiracy theory about the British invading Los Santos. I love Sneed. A national treasure, that one. I love that. Is he still a cop? Or did you step away from the coppin'? Hey, that turned out pretty darn good, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he's PD? I love the new cars that PD got, like the old-looking ones. They bring me joy. Do a wee little bit more paint cleanup here. I need to get a little more gray on this, though. Okay. Okay, that has to dry for now. That has to dry for now. Okay. What I think I can do from here, though, is I can do a little bit of assembly. Sent you something on Discord. And you have a moment to look at it. Ooh. I am about to take an ad break, so that would work. Hell yeah. All right, chat. Give me a quick sec. I'm going to take an ad break, and I want to see what exactly I got sent, because this is going to be good. So sit tight. I will be back in about 3 minutes, chat. All right. We're back. Actually made it at the 3-minute mark exactly. Eldorian, that is incredible. I love everything about that. That is so good. That is so good. I know Angus is going to have a conspiracy that the Man Squatch built the bridge in Harmony. That's what's going to happen with him. wait to bring it up on a whiteboard to Bob in a meeting. Please. That needs to happen. That needs to happen so bad. Let's see if I can do this very, very gently here. Gotta trace the outlines of this T shape. This is why I love RP so much. Just the silly little things that can happen. Yo, yes! The Harmony Toll. Cooper tax on the bridge. I'm down. I've just been thinking all of the fun ways we can use the bridge as, like, an RP point. Oh, that'd be funny. Okay. All right. I am enjoying this line of thinking right now. You know, I admit, I do miss streaming RP time from time. I can't remember who it was at this point. It's been a while. It's been quite some time, but I would have people come in and they're like, "Hey, did you see what just happened on this cop RPer stream?" And I'm like, "No, because I'm not watching their stream." It's like, homie. Hey, this is almost where it needs to be. So that's like the main reason I stopped streaming. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah, chat. So, to give a little bit of context, for those of you who are familiar with the map in Grand Theft Auto 5, but the server we play on, Rebirth RP, a bridge has been added in the north in the area known as Harmony. And it hilariously goes over what was once Cooper turf. So that's why there's this fun little banter about the bridge now. And I'm here for it. Add a little bit more there. My hand slipped. Damn it. Damn it, hand. How could you have done this to me? Now we just need to do a tiny bit more blue touch-up, and we'll be good to go on this part. And then we can assemble the torso. Then we can assemble. What I really like about this paint is it's not, like, super runny. Which is, like, the biggest thing, because Gundam markers will go all over the place. I know it might seem like a lot of back and forth chat with what I'm doing, and it is. Like, it definitely is, but the end result is great. Okay. Oh, I was just saying that, like, I miss streaming GTA roleplay sometimes. I ended up stopping a while back because I'm trying to think, when was it? It might have been during the TRP days still. I can't remember if I ever streamed Rebirth. But, like, people would just come into my stream and, like, you know, I'm playing a Civvy, or I was on Old Louis, and just people would randomly be like, hey, did you see what this cop RPer or this crim RPer just did in their stream? And I'm like, no, I'm not watching their stream. And it's like, I would ask them to stop, but people would just keep jumping in. But since it's Twitch usernames, you know, you don't really know who's doing it, right? You don't really know who's, like, tossing the meta information around and stuff like that. So I kind of backed off of it and just kind of turned it into, like, a little personal hobby of mine, just to RP. Just so I wouldn't have to worry about that. It's also why I don't do it. Yeah. Like, if I'm kicking around, working on videos, playing Final Fantasy or something, I'll toss up a stream and see what's going on in the city, but it's like when you're, you know, when you're breaking the golden rules, it's like, come on now. Come on now. It's no better than spoiling the end of a book for somebody, right? Not that I really stream anyway. Chat, follow Eldorian. You should do it. Moi moi, welcome on in. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, eh? But yeah. Plus, I feel like I can focus on my RP better if it's not on stream. Nothing against chat whatsoever. Nothing against y'all. Because, like, we had a lot of fun Old Louis streams, like when I went dump truck surfing. But I do, in fact, have an ADHD brain, so sometimes my brain can scatter. I always had, like, this underlying fear that even though I knew for a fact that I was set to push to talk, that I would hot mic while talking to chat. That was just an ever-present, like, fear in my brain. Gotta clean these nubbins off here. Moy, what you got going on today? I see you humping the chat there. But no, I'm excited, though. I'm excited to see Rebirth in 1.0. I've been reading through the patch notes and stuff. I find it hard to play games and pay attention to chat at the same time. That it's just not for me. Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. It can be hard, like... It genuinely can. And there is no shame in that. Nothing much, just relaxing. Relaxing's good. We're just wrapping up some assembly for the day before we find somebody to raid out to. Hey, Moy, I have a question. Did Volpixie go live yet? Are they doing Endwalker streams? I'm just curious. Because I know Volpixie's on front page today. She is? Okay. Do you know whereabouts they're at right now? I know she said she was going to do community stuff for a bit. I might consider streaming my dog, though, on Rebirth, since that I don't have to pay a ton of attention to the game. And just mute in the game mic completely. I'm so happy. I cannot express how happy I am that the dogs are back. Like, I am so happy that the doggos are back. Working on a video project? Ooh, okay. Hell yeah. I can pull that up when I'm eating dinner then. Thank you, my. I was telling Chad about how we were doing some space marining. We do need to do more. Follow the Emperor! Okay, chat, let's actually assemble something other than the crotch. Because I think my painting is about as cleaned up as it's going to be until I do panel lining, which I am not going to touch that paint with a panel liner until at least 2 days from now. Until at least 2 days from now. I'm going to let that stuff hard cure. I'm going to have to figure out who to raid today, too. Okay, what do I need? What do I need? I need a polycap for the stomach. And I also need the bee runner. But yeah, nah. I can only imagine y'all are busy, but big appreciate the work that you and the devs do on the server. I know such things can come with mixed feedback. I mean, it's probably no different than having to work retail sometimes. But it is definitely appreciated. By me, at least. Your dog's name is Chungus? Oh, I love them already. I love them already. Chungus. I love the fur missiles. Okay, we put this in the hole. There we go. Chungus. So that does that, that does that, that does that. That goes in that hole, that goes in that hole. You hope something magical happens, and then that clicks together. Got it. I understand everything. Gosh. It was always so fun just watching the wildlife come after players every now and then. Okay, but how does this go? Okay, Allie, go back to step one. Go back to step one. Don't be a silly Billy. Go back to step one. Don't skip steps. little bit of that. A little bit more cleanup. I thought I'd clean this up, but I guess not. It got a little out of control, though, when you had raccoons with grenades. I do remember that. I do remember that. I remember the hospital getting locked down by grenade raccoons. And yeah. There's definitely got to be a balance. The balance between, like, being funny and, like, being disruptive, so I totally get that. Every once in a while, it's really funny to see. The Man Squatch minions, hell yeah. It's just so good. Is this the front piece or is this the back piece? Okay, this is the front. I think. I'm installing the shoulder joint, or at least attempting to. Yes. I am going to make it canon that Angus is addicted to Horse Girl game. Okay, that goes there. And this goes together. Am I doing this right? I am doing this right. Okay. A bit of a knuckle pop. Also, chat, thank you for hanging out with me today. Especially after the couple weeks of internet issues that we had. Let's get this clear part installed. That goes in there like so. I haven't thought of what I want to do with Jed yet. I'll have to see how things play out. I feel that. Like, that's about as much as I've come up with Angus. And then I figured from there I would, like, let the world shape him. Play it by ear kind of thing. I am glad knowing that he's back, though. Am I putting this doohickey in the right thing? I think I am. Alright, there's the good pop that I wanted. When you're building plastic, there's a good pop and there's a bad pop. Mid-February? Hell yeah. I can do some Cooper birthday month stuff. Okay. I need this piece next. I want to try and schedule Cooper time. The click of wholeness and the click of sadness. Exactly. The crack of sadness. The satisfying click and the bad snap. We could take another swing at the old Cooper cookout. And I think this goes in the back here. Yeah. Excellent. I'm so glad I painted this instead of using the stickers. This is why we're painting today, because we didn't want to use any of these foil stickers. Because there are so many of them. Let me pull these down so they can actually be seen. But yeah. So many stickies. I gotta paint the eyes. Probably tomorrow. The snap of anguish is when you suddenly have 2 parts when it was supposed to be 1. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one you definitely don't want. That's the one you don't want. Gotta lower the collar in. Thankfully, knock on wood, heavily knock on wood, it has been some time since we've had the actual snap of anguish. Does that one thing's head coming off? No, that wasn't really a snap. That just kind of sheared off. But we fixed it. Put the neck joint in. Then I'd count that as a snap of anguish. Yeah. Because it definitely was anguish. It most certainly was anguish. I learned how to fix something with a brass rod, though. But yeah, it was definitely anguish at the time. Ooh, this is coming together so nice. Oh, hell yeah. I accidentally put pressure on the paint where I wasn't supposed to, and it did not come off. I think it's because my finger didn't move when I did it, so that's a plus. The non-click of what the fuck. Yeah, like where something very obviously should be fitting, but it's not. Getting the chesticles installed. I gotta make sure I line these pegs up right so I don't scrape the paint. I say that as I drop the part into the hole. Okay. So now I've got to do these little shoulder vent thingies. Chat, I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. I might heat up a pizza. Pizza sounds good. Yesterday I had like a really nice creamy chicken chowder. That kind of returns some of the life to my bones. I probably should have panel lined those before putting them on, but they're easy enough to pop off, I think. Alright, so now my keyboard spacebar no longer works. Oh no! No! So gonna head out. Oh, I'm so sorry, Eldorian. Well, thank you for dropping on in. I hope it starts to work again soon. I know that pain. I know that pain. I sympathize. My dinner's gonna be 5 energy drinks. Sheesh! I said sheesh! Hold on, chat. Let me grab something real quick. This is a super cheapo stand that came with a kit that I got a long time ago. It's supposed to be held together with a screw. Can't tell you where that screw went, but this will suffice for our needs. It's a 3mm peg, so it'll fit. Look at that. It worked out in the end, chat. Like, I can see a spot up here where I could maybe use a little more gray paint, but I'm going to take Bob Ross's advice and just not fiddle with it. It gets to a point where you fiddle with it too much. And I am guilty of that because my hyperfixation kind of kicks in. So we're going to try not to fiddle with it. Oh, I'm so happy with how that turned out. That was worth it, chat. That was worth it for the extra time it took. Let me get a picture. Let me not dox myself and then get a picture. Camera flash on, please. Okay. Maybe it's better to hold it like this. Might be better to hold it like that. Man, this camera's so good. Whoa. Okay. Just want to get a picture of its backside now. Excellent. Hell yeah. My work is killing me. I am so sorry, Giz. Remember, when in doubt, shit in their shoes. There's also the thwip of panic when something launches away from your work area for parts unknown. There's something similar in the box with the kit, if I recall. Ooh. Yeah, actually, hold on. I see it. Yeah, it's this fella here. It's a biggin. To hold up the assault pack. Nothing fancy, nothing sexy about it, but it is there. And I think it might have a unique connection point. I'm glad it's here, though. No! Got it. Alright, chat. Good stuff today, gamers. Tomorrow, what do we work on tomorrow? Well, tomorrow we start off with head. And I know a lot of you are probably going to be very excited about that. The head does have a lot of painting to do. We've got to paint the eyes. We've got to... I don't even know what these parts are. Like, I'm looking at some of these parts for the head, and I don't even know what they are. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, we'll work on the head tomorrow. And then we'll start on the arm units. And the arm units only have a tiny bit of painting to do. Most of the painting is on the legs and the backpack unit itself. I say backpack, it may as well be a meteor unit, though, at this rate. Oh, it does have you build the full rifle. Oh, cool. Okay. So they actually intend for you to build the rifle. That's nice to have. I mean, to be fair, the G-Self can operate without its backpack. It loses its primary back thruster. But it still has thrusters on its legs to get around if it needs to, without the backpack on. That thing is definitely not standing on its own. Correct. Yeah, that's what it... This is what it looks like, chat. I don't know if I can get a good angle on this. But... Oh, I dropped it. Oh yeah, it's sitting up on that stand. It's huge. It's massive. It's gonna be one of the biggest things in my collection once I'm done with it. And I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's basically a mini meteor unit. So that is pretty rad. But yeah, chat, tomorrow we're going to work on the head. We're going to get the painting for that going. Once that's done, we will start to work on the arms. So, hell yeah. Let me go and take a look over on Twitch television here. Let me see who be streaming, who be doing what. Oh, Dan's live. Sorry, Dan, I need to mute you for a minute. Sorry, Dan. All right, let me take a look here, chat. Let me see who we got today. We already got a few people that I see. My Twitch isn't loading properly. Please hold. Please hold. For those of you who are new here, by the way, I did not do my intro. My name is Alien Ashford. I am a Dampier Plague Doctor, or half vampire. I'm just using my PNG today. I didn't really feel like super animated today. So that is why I'm not using the model. Model will come back tomorrow, though. We do Hevel? Ali, what are you trying to say? We majoritarily do plastic model stuff here these days. But occasionally you'll see us gaming, especially if there's like streaming with other friends and stuff. It'll probably be a game. If you ever need to join our Discord, it is !Discord. If you ever want our socials, it is !Socials. If you ever want our YouTube, it is !YT. We're gonna go raid Musi, because Musi's doing a stream with friends. I don't know if Pix and Benny are live. They are not. Okay. But all my friends are playing a game together. What have you done? Ditto, you're supposed to transform, not wear a wig. Zuzu! Hello, Zuzu. How are you? I came at the end. Oh, Zuzu, I'm glad to have you here, regardless. Hope you're doing well. Hope your time zone's going good. We've been working on a little goober today. We've been doing paint work. All the gray, all the blue, and the blue up here. It's all painted, so we took our time to kind of do some detail work on this as we go. And tomorrow, once we start working on the head, we'll be getting that all painted up. It's kind of like one of the Tamashii Nation stands, yeah. It's an old one that I've had lying around for a while. So I kind of use it to hold my latest project on, if the peg fits. Sometimes the peg doesn't fit, which is weird, because it should be 3mm, but it gets angry sometimes. Chat, you should go follow Zuzu. You should go follow Zuzu. Mods, could we please get a shout out for Zuzu? I have a thing in my cabinet. I should take it out and dust it sometime. I have so much dusting I need to do, chat. I have so much dusting I need to do. I did get my respirator so I can dust without exploding now. It's just a matter of doing it and not letting my hyperfixation like implode upon itself. My work is going close. Oh no, flying objects everywhere. Don't inhale the sand at microplastics. This is true. We must not consume the forbidden sprinkles, no matter how appetizing they may look. In chat, Zuzu does a lot of cozy stuff. Zuzu does some cooking. Zuzu does some Helldivers here and there. Hope you've been enjoying Digimon, Zuzu. I know it's a great game. Hey! Ablester, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well today. I just finished it, honestly. Let's go. Favorite JRPG of last year. Yeah, it's such a good game. Such a damn good game. It feels complete, which is... You don't really get that with a lot of games these days. Yeah, I think it's time, Slanges. only blemish is the sudden 40+ side quest dump right at the end. Yeah. Yeah. They do pretty much drop a dump truck on you. A Blaster, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but welcome on in if this is your first time here. We're just chilling, slowly wrapping up for the day. Oh no, did Vol's internet connection drop? I just saw her going live again. Poor Vol. I know she's on the front page today. Silent, thank you for the follow. Hey, Nightbot, thank you for the Discord. You got the name right. Let's go. Hell yeah. Yeah, for those of you just joining, we will be live again tomorrow. This is what we got done today. We got the core of the G-Self done. We detail paint it along the way. Turned out very nice. Tomorrow's goal is to get the head detail painted and put together. And then we're going to start on the arms. Because once we get this big monster all said and done, it's time to work on the armor unit, which takes up more than half of the manual. It is all big pieces, though. It is all big pieces, so, like, it's more intimidating than it looks, or not as intimidating as it might look. Yeah, today we were using the Display paint markers. These are acrylic-based paints, which is one reason why I love them so very much. Very easy to clean up. They don't really have any, like, angry chemical reactions. I highly, highly recommend these markers. You don't have to shake them or anything. You just pop the cap off. Paint distributes very nicely. It doesn't, like, get super runny, which is a huge plus. I don't know what their longevity is yet. I'm hoping I can get a fair amount of time out of them. But these have been goated. These have been very nice for me. They help me kind of combat my shaky hands that I run into with brushes. So it's been very nice. But yeah, these are from Display. Highly recommend. And there's also some like other brands that do similar. I need to remember them. But yeah, we were doing some painting with those. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, fantastic for the wintertime. When paints can get like especially moody if you're using like airbrushes or rattle cans. Exactly. When using the airbrush indoors, isn't that great? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I still love watching airbrushing, though. It's such a satisfying process. It's such a very satisfying process. Affordable, too. Yeah, exactly. These were not expensive at all. I paid less for my entire Display set than I did for, like, Gundam markers. Ditto approves. Ditto very much approves. Once again, chat, if you're just joining and want to keep up with what's going on, ! Discord, ! Socials, !YT. I'll make a Stream Deck button for that later. I very much need to make a Stream Deck button for that later. But, yeah. We're gonna go raid our friend Musi, who is currently playing Repo with Benny and Pixnia. They're having a good old time. Where is it? I do have a white. I'm going to be using this for, like, the feet and the white stripes that come with the sticker sheet. Because, woof! Look at this. That's, I'm trying not to flashbang you, but it's kind of hard. But look at those sticker sheets. All that white is going to get painted. It's going to get painted. It's gonna be May. Let me see if I can pull up Musi on my raid menu here. For those of you on YouTube, thank you, as always, for hanging out with us as we have been dual streaming. I am so glad that the internet has held up today. We'll just have to play it by ear. We don't have the new equipment installed yet, so it's being kind to us. It's being kind to us. YouTube, once again, thank you all for being here. Streams on the YouTube side are scheduled for tomorrow with the time that we'll be going live. For those of you on Twitch, we will be going live tomorrow around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll be going live around then, working on stuff, and getting back into the good vibes. But thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for the new follows. Whether you just hopped in at the end here or been hanging out the whole time, I appreciate your faces all the same. Y'all the MVPs. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go make a pizza. My name has been Alien Ashford, your friendly neighborhood half vampire. Be kind to me, gang, and I will catch you all